Alright guys, really well done dealing with Auckland City in the semis. That was just easier than I even expected. God, they're rubbish. Do over from last year, Tafea in the final. Let's just not let ourselves down and pick up another Champions League. Up the Cashmere.
Party in the streets and the city's on fire.
Hello everyone and welcome to episode number 101 of the New Zealand Builder Nation here on Shaun Does FM with both the All Whites and with Cashmere Technical. And coming up today, a little bit delayed, but we're going to play the OFC Champions League final for 2034 and take on Tafea. And seeing it as it is over in Vanuatu, we'll sneak in a bus trip as well, our last episode before the 2034 FIFA World Cup with the All Whites. So if you're looking forward to it, then do remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video, and if you haven't done so already and are enjoying the series here on the channel, also consider hitting that subscribe button and turning that notification bell on as well. It is greatly appreciated. But at the end of last week, the episode that wasn't supposed to be at the end of last week, but my computer died for about a day, so I missed a video last week. This was supposed to be on Friday. Instead, it's on Monday, but we did take on Auckland City in episode 100 in the semis of the Champions League. So if you missed that one, I'll leave a link to it over in the top right corner. Actually, got past them relatively comfortably over the two legs thanks to a 3-0 win in the first one at the GMP. It did set up a final against Tafea, who got through their semi-final in pretty similar fashion as well to two teams who got through the final in pretty easy fashion. Hopefully we can pick up a similar result to what we did against these guys last season, because we did play them in the final last year, and once it loads up we did pick up a 5-1 win. So hopefully we can do something similar, even though this time it is away from home. But before we get into the bus trip and a quick look at our opposition in Tafea, have played some Southern League games off the back of that second leg of the Champions League semis. 6-0 win over the Dunedin City Royals, backed up with a 3-0 win over Mosgiel and 4-0 over Nelson Suburbs. Some very nice wins for us there, keeping clean sheets and scoring lots of goals. And this is what the National League does look like off the back of that. Going to the Southern League first, we are 5 points clear with a game in hand over Ferry Meadbase, 3 points further back to Christchurch United, already in a pretty nice spot to be picking up the Southern League yet again. Mosgiel these days, joint bottom with Nelson Suburbs. They are the relegation team currently because of goal differential. In terms of the Central League, Wellington Olympic doing a bit better now, but they are still down the bottom half of the table. Western Suburbs on top by a big margin, actually looking quite similar to us early stages this season in terms of their record and putting the teams there in the Central League away. Currently Napier City and Northern Rovers in the qualifying spots for the National League, and Miramar would be going down. To be fair, with the amount of points they're on, that might already be the case anyway. They're in a bit of trouble there in the Central League, as are Birkenhead and Manukau United in the Northern League. Auckland City are just on top, albeit do have a game in hand on Auckland United and Eastern Suburbs, with Manurewa, who of course beat them before our first leg of the Champions League semis, being in that last qualifying spot in the Northern League. So things going quite nicely for us currently here at Cashmere Technical, as is usually the case, and especially so because coming to this final, we've got no injuries, albeit quite a few tired guys, and I think considering we're taking on Tafea, we can do a bit of rotation for this game, because even with some rotation players, we should be picking up a win here over the team out of Vanuatu. As you saw before, we picked up a 5-1 win over them in last year's final. They cruised through their first leg, that was over Parade, 4-1 a draw in the second leg, but with that first leg advantage, never really in doubt that we'll be taking them on in the final. 1.5 star reputation club. They did beat Auckland City in the group stage last season. That was why we took them on in the quarterfinals. They're a decent team out of Vanuatu. We'll respect them, but really should be picking up a comfortable win here to pick up our 5th straight Champions League and our 6th straight final. But I'm pretty sure we haven't played at the Port Vila Municipal Stadium on camera yet. To be fair, at this stage, 101 episodes in, I'm starting to really struggle to remember what stadiums we've done bus trips to, but I think this is one we haven't been to yet. So before we play this Champions League final, especially considering it's probably the only game we'll show you guys in today's episode, let's get on a bus trip in Vanuatu. And obviously with us travelling overseas for this one, we definitely need a hotel to stay at over in Vanuatu. There were some 4-star hotel options, but they were all actually rated star-wise worse than the 3-star hotels, which is a bit weird. I'm going for a middle price option, $166 a night in June, which to be fair, not too far away from where we are in game these days. For the Champions League final, we're going to stay at the Moorings Hotel Vanuatu. Looking at the pictures, it does look a bit nicer than some of the other options. Cocktails by the pool, they've got food, wine bottles, happy celebration times after picking up the Champions League. Here's the actual website itself. It's by the ocean. As long as there's nothing too dodgy weather-wise, we should be fine. It looks quite nice, especially when it's sunny times. There you can see the fruit hanging on the tree. I presume it's fruit anyway. Guarantee best price, all that sort of stuff. There's some more photos. There's a beach nearby. It looks like quite a nice spot for our guys. A bar near the pool. Happy celebration times, as I said, after we do pick up Champions League. Let's just get by that in case YouTube thinks it's porn for some reason. But there is the hotel that we are staying at. Should be a good place to go, and especially because it is quite close to the stadium. A 2-minute drive, less than a kilometre to be fair. We could probably walk this one, but we'll save 10 minutes by driving, and we do like a bus trip here on the channel. So let's get stuck into this one. Not going to be the longest one, especially because there is some of this that I can do on Google Maps. I'm not too sure if it's all of it, but I did say we'd do a bus trip today, and it's only going to be a 1-game episode, so we better do a bus trip. So we want to go first up this road, and then we take a right. That's where we are currently. Somewhere around here is the hotel we're staying at. You can sort of see the logo for the hotel that we're staying at. Actually a bit concerned because it looks like a little bit of a dodgy area, this one, but no doubt the hotel itself is private. I'm sure we'll be fine. Just book the whole place out with our Cashmere Tech lads. But we go up here, and then I'm pretty sure we take a right hand turn and go up that way. Just need to figure out here how I can actually do that on Google Maps. Can we start going this way? And now we can. So a bit funny there, but now we start to make our way towards the stadium. At least I think we do. Hopefully don't get lost on this bus trip through Vanuatu. And to be fair, that could happen considering I'm not too sure how reliable Google Maps is here over in Vanuatu. But so far, decent job nearby. I just saw a sign there briefly, which has now disappeared. There was a stone grill, which sometimes does do some quite good food, but hopefully we don't need to leave our hotel. Nice safe space there, just enjoy life next to the beach in Vanuatu. Now here, looks like we take a left-hand turn and go up what could be a slightly hilly bit, or at least we're starting to make our way through suburban Vanuatu, albeit the fact we're having to do it outside of our white minibus, it looks like not ideal because can't see exactly where we're going, but there's some houses over there in Vanuatu, and indeed this big car or minibus or whatever we're calling it is going to be in the way for most of this bus trip. We should nearly be making our way to the ground, going past a few palm trees, and now once we make our way up to the next right hand turn, which is coming up pretty shortly, we can get even closer to the ground, and to be fair, you can start to see it. So a very short bus trip over here in Vanuatu. There are the stands there at the Port Vila Municipal Stadium. Actually starting to wonder if we can sneak down there, and that might be an extra back entrance into the ground. Can we go down there? No, we can't. We can zoom in. You can start to see where this Champions League final is being played. That is where, next door to the Vanuatu National Tennis Centre. I'm not too sure if Vanuatu have produced too many tennis prodigies, but anyway, let's keep making our way down this road and actually follow Google Maps just to make sure I don't get too lost. Let's click where we're supposed to, and I think we're going down that dirt road, so let's just see if we can. Otherwise, this could be a very premature end to this bus trip, and indeed I think that might be the case. There's the actual entrance to the ground itself, but yeah, that's about as far as we're going to get on this bus trip because we're going down a dirt road and we can't do that, it looks like. At least I'm pretty sure we can't. Yeah, we're supposed to be going that way. We can't do that. So that was the bus trip to the ground. Let's just do a quick zoom in to the venue of the Champions League final. As you can see, it actually looks like a half decent stadium over there in Vanuatu. Looks in good condition and should keep out all the locals who don't want to pay their money for this Champions League final. To be fair, probably helps out Tafea if they do pay, so that's probably a good thing, but not a bad stadium. Let's just see if I can find some better pictures from the inside. And no 360 view of the stadium there in Vanuatu, but you can see it. There's a picture from the outside, someone who was definitely cheapskating on this day, not wanting to actually get into the ground and pay the fee. But there you can see some teams warming up there for a game. Not too sure which teams they are. That might be Tafea there in the red. But anyway, that's kind of what it looks like when it's full. Also, there's some photos down here, fun there of the parking, which I don't think we need to see too much of. Again, people trying to cheapskate their way into not paying for a ticket. Cost of living crisis though, I kind of get. There's another view, that one from one of the ends where a goal is. Just going down a bit further, here's one of the crowd. This is inside the stadium, but it does look like there's some very close seating arrangements there at this Port Vila Municipal Stadium. I think this is one of the roads we should have gone down if Google Maps let us. That looks like the entrance into the stadium. That might be the ticket office. Might need a bit of a rejig, especially if Tafea actually win this and get some money. You'd imagine they'll get some finishing second anyway. They might need to do at least a paint job on that ticket office there. Looks like it's in a bit of bad nick, and the rest of the photos, they're just of cars and people who are trying to watch the game without paying, which is okay, because of course we're not the home team. But there's the Port Vila Municipal Stadium. Let's hope we can pick up our 5th straight Champions League in the final against Tafea. And here are the team sheets for this 2034 OFC Champions League final. There are Tafea and they're going with a 4-3-3. Let's see now our team. Couple of changes, as I said, because some tired players. Dossa at right back. Kanate is in there for McGoldrick. Also got Nara at right wing. Mahamadou, of course, playing quite a bit for us recently with the striking injuries we did have before the last couple of games. And also young Chris Kelly gets a start. Hopefully I won't regret that, but definitely should be winning this Champions League final. And we've waited a little while for the first highlight of this game. It's a thrown in our favour, and here Xavier Smith's picked up a very early orange injury. Might make a sub off the back of this highlight, as we do give the ball away here, and Tafea might actually get the first highlight here in their favour in front of their home crowd. But Smith, despite that injury, good tackle there to get us back on the ball. It goes forward there to Kelly, plays that forward to Mina. A nice pass there, which does go back to Kelly. Good chance for him there, but unfortunately that one comes off the corner of the woodwork, and we can't quite score the opening goal here in this Champions League final. And I think we'll play things safe and take off Xavier Smith for Leon Sutton, an early sub, as it's still 0-0. And to be fair, it's been a pretty quiet first half so far, which is a bit concerning. 25 minutes in though, we eventually get the second highlight. Teo DeMiro won that in there. Unfortunately couldn't find a teammate, but then good work tracking back there from Chris Kelly to get that ball for us. So far in this game, 6 shots, but none on target. Hopefully we get one soon. Probably need to pull that one back more there to Kevin Mina for Kelly, but unfortunately didn't do that. So Tencon can claim that one pretty safely there for Tafea, but the highlight does continue. They win that one in the air, but thankfully Teo DeMiro will win the race for that one before a Tafea player. Not that it was really much of a race anyway. All the supporting players there still too far back. It does look like they might be trying to park the bus here just a little bit. The home team, but we try and play that one into the centre looking for Kelly. Thankfully goes back out there to Torek. Now plays that one in for Johnson. Just inside the box, he gets brought down there by Tinine, and the opening goal scoring chance for us here will be from the penalty spot. It might also be Johnson who will take this one. In fact, that's not true. It's Kevin Mina. Sends the goalkeeper the wrong way, puts that one top right corner. Never nice scoring penalties against these weak teams that really we should be beating through open play goals, but definitely look like a penalty there on Lorenzo Johnson, and Kevin Mina puts it away to give us a 1-0 lead. And we've just made it into the last 10 minutes of this game, and now it's a corner here in our favour. Looking near far post, I think that would have been for Teo DeMiro, but Tencon can claim that one pretty safely. Still only 1-0 up, getting close to half time, so it's not been the best first half. Maybe not starting someone like Castro, a bit of a mistake, but as I said, he's pretty tight at the moment. We should be able to handle Tafea without him, you'd imagine. Now Kelly plays that forward to Mina. Nice through ball there. Doesn't find Kelly. It finds Torek, and he'll pick up a goal coming in for Mahamadou for this Champions League final. There's our cushion goal, and hopefully now we can kick away just a little bit before halftime and start to put this Champions League final to bed, as you'd imagine we should be doing here at Cashmere Tech. But that pass from Mina is a good one. The goalkeeper there, just a bit hesitant because it looked like it was for Kelly. Instead, Torek was there to put that one away. That makes it 2-0 so far. Only 2 shots on target for 2 goals. So efficient, just as long as we start to get a few more shots on target, because 10 overall, been a bit wasteful so far with our chances in this game. A highlight shortly off the back of that second goal, and Dossau starts to make his way down that right-hand side. One of a few starts he'll get for the rest of the season, of course, with Nian Kuru being an under-20 player needed for the National League. Good chance for us there, but a save from Tencon and goal with a mixed first half for him, but doing a decent job to keep this at 2-0. The corner, Teo DeMiro almost gets on the end. That Johnson plays it back out to Mina, looking for Kelly at the far post. It's cleared away and still 2-0, but again, a highlight shortly off the back of that. Another corner, and Mina will take this one down our right-hand side. Punch through there from Tencon. Kelly takes his time and unleashes one into the top right corner. Goalkeeper gets caught out, but Chris Kelly, the youth intake player from last season, thankfully kept him, because otherwise we would have had some big issues in terms of strikers for the Champions League this season. But that's a really good finish. Had lots of space, but still not sure the goalkeeper would have saved that anyway. Top right corner as he makes it 3-0. And we've made our way into the last minute of added time here in the first half of this Champions League final. A goal kick there to Tafea, but we win it there, and Kelly off the back of that really good third goal that we did score starts to get us going forward. Now Dossau right on the edge of the box squares that one for Lorenzo Janssen. He loves scoring in the Champions League. Some late goals here, 3 of them in the last 10 minutes. That makes it 4-0, and that probably already does steal our 5th Champions League title here at Cashmere Technical Tafea. Just no match for us this season, and to be fair, that's been the case for most teams in this competition. We are by far these days, it looks like, the best team in Oceania, as Janssen pops up, as I said, with the usual goal in a Champions League game, and we're 4-0 in front. To be fair, Tafea have had 2 shots, both of them on target, but with a 5 on target, and 4 of them have found their way into the back of the net. We might just play things safer and take off Kevin Mina on a bit of a deep yellow heart coming on for him, Matthew de Hotman de Villiers, but otherwise pretty happy with how this is going. 4-0 up at half-time in this Champions League final. And it hasn't taken long for the first highlight of the second half. A throw for us here just inside of the opposition half. Sutton played that for De Janssen, then gets it back. Now we start to make our way a bit more midfield. Evans goes back to Teo DeMiro. Now Kelly takes his time before playing that one out to Minsel. Dossau gets brought down just inside the box, quite similar to Janssen from the first half. Given us a penalty, that might be a bit harsh there on, I think that is Picoa, but hard to tell with the yellow card he's on. But Janssen will get the chance from the spot with no Mina on the field, puts it away, and he gets on a hat-trick in the Champions League final. 5-0. We're picking this up for the 5th time in a row off the back of an early second half goal from the spot through Janssen. And not off the back of that 5th goal, it's a thrown in from a pretty similar spot where that previous highlight did start, where we got the penalty from. And to be fair, so far the highlight going quite similarly as well. Eventually Evans floats that one over the top, so Nah can make his way towards the corner, pulls that back for Mansell. Dusso goes back there for Louis Evans, who rockets that one into the top left corner. His first goal of the season, doesn't score too many for us, does our ball-wing midfielder playing on defend, but he picks up a goal in the final. That makes it 6-0, and this could actually get pretty ugly for Tafea if it continues the way it has been since about the 35-minute mark. We've really started to put them to bed since then, but Louis Evans with a rare goal to make it 6-0. And you didn't have to wait too long for the next highlight in this game, but this time starting from the back with a goal kick. We take it short. Canade plays that one out to Leon Sutton and forward to the other sub so far in Matty de Hotman de Villiers. That's a nice float out there to switch sides out to Dosso, and now Tariq Nah just sizes things up. Tries to play a ball there into the mixer. It gets blocked, and it might actually be a chance here for Tafea to do something on the counter-attack. Avok starts to make his way into our half, plays that one out there to Boulay, and he makes a nice run down that right-hand side. Stevens will get this ball on his head, but in the end, that's a pretty easy save that for Josh Hawkins, albeit this highlight does continue, and we have a 6-0 lead here, about to make our way to the hour mark, going at a goal every 10 minutes so far. De Hotman de Villiers plays that one forward to Tariq Nah, starts to cut him field a bit, and then back out left we go, this time to Leon Sutton, plays that for Kelly. He'll go down. It's our 3rd penalty in this game, so to be fair, that's definitely helping the scoreline in this one. It's a rugby score, and Lorenzo Janssen will pick up a hat-trick thanks to those 2 second half penalties. He loves a hat-trick in a Champions League game, and especially in a final. He scores yet again from the spot to make it 7-0. And just moving into the last 20 minutes of this game, it's well and truly over here with a 7-0 win, so we're going to make some subs. We'll use our last 3 now, just play things safe. Victoros can come on for Teo DeMiro Singh, as we'll need him for National League games. being one of our under-20 starters. Also, Jamie Young can come on for Johnson, having just picked up a hat-trick, and we'll give Louis Evans a rest. Marcus Vinicius looks like he needs game time. That'll be our final sub, as we're 7-0 in front with 20 minutes left. And pretty short left back of those last couple of subs. Now it's a corner here in our favour, which Young takes shortly, and gets it back and makes his way inside the box. Plays it over there for Kelly. He goes down, but the ball finds its way to Leon Sutton. He pops up with a rear goal. I think a deflection there might have helped that one beat Tencon, because he really should have had that one covered. But Sutton makes it 8-0, and this is well and truly a thrashing we're giving here to Tafea in the Champions League final. You don't quite hate to see it, because it's 8-0 to Cashmere Tech. And just moving into the last 10 minutes of this game, 83 minutes gone now. It's a throw in our favour, trying to float this one far post here for Georgios Victoros. Then Kanate could have just fumbled that one over the line with his foot, but Tafea, to their credit, do clear that one away. But to be fair, this game has not been very competitive, especially since about the last 10 minutes of the first half. The first half hour or so, they kept things close, but then we've just blown away since then. It's 8-0, as now we're about to make our way into injury time. A highlight. Let's see if anything else does happen before full time does get blown in this one, and we lift our 5th straight Champions League trophy. Chris Kelly will pop up with a double nice ball at from Mansell Dossau. So he's actually done quite well, starting him with Juan Carlos Castro being a bit tired coming back from that injury he picked up back in the quarterfinals. But good work from Chris Kelly. That goal in the first half, a really good one. This one a bit more simple, just thumps that one into the top right corner. That makes it 9-0. And however much injury time left, that's a chance for us to put double digits here on Tafea in a Champions League final. Really, the final, as per usual, was our tie against Auckland City, this time in the semis. Chance there from a corner to make it 10, but unfortunately Kanate just puts that one high and wide. But that will do it. It's an absolute thumping in the Champions League final, as was somewhat expected, albeit didn't quite expect a 9-0 win, albeit we did get 3 penalties and put them all the way, so that definitely did help out that scoreline, and also our XG. But a 9-0 win in the Champions League this season was pretty easy. Even Auckland City, we dealt to them pretty nicely in the first leg at the end of last week. Magenta, not much of a match for us in the quarters, and Tafea, they really struggled there in that home final. It's our 5th straight Champions League off the back of a 9-0 win. So one of the easier Champions League wins for us here at Cashmere Technical in 2034. As I said, most teams didn't really challenge us this season. Even Auckland City got past them pretty comfortably in the first leg of that semi at the end of last week. 9-0 in the final, though. That's an absolute thumping, especially considering that was played at Tafea's home stadium. We get the double for this season so far with the Charity Cup, as well as the OFC Champions League, and that makes it 5 seasons in a row. Hopefully, that means we're going to the next 5 FIFA Club World Cups after what happened last year. That should be the final time I mention it. Xavier Smith injured 6 to 10 days. Thankfully now, though, not too many important games coming up. And to be fair, Leon Sutton, under 20 player, that's not the worst option to bring in anyway. Get a bit of money, the board are happy with us, all that stuff, which by this stage you should be pretty used to. Dossau gets man of the match in that final. He'll probably be in the reserves for the rest of the season, with Nia and Kuru being quite an important player for us under 20 in the National League. Most of the money we won gets paid out on bonuses to the players and staff, and we pick up the Champions League. Tafea, biggest overachievers and apparently the biggest underachievers, the Ha'amoko United Youth, which does seem a bit weird considering that they're a youth team. The only disappointment really, we didn't have the top goal scorer. Stipe Ukic did quite well before we knocked Auckland City out in the semi-finals, but that will do it for today's episode, our 5th straight Champions League here at Cashmere Technical, and we do it very comfortably in the final over Tafea. If you enjoyed it, then do remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video, and if you haven't done so already and are enjoying the series here on the channel, also consider hitting that subscribe button and turning that notification bell on as well, especially because when we come back tomorrow, it's time for the 2034 FIFA World Cup. I think tomorrow in game, the day after actually. Need to announce my extended squad. We'll get that down before we get stuck in to the tournament itself. A couple of friendlies I've got to play before then. They are against Nigeria, Uzbekistan, and Belgium. And then we get stuck into the World Cup probably over a couple of episodes, because I think we should get out of this group even if it's just as one of the best 3rd place teams. Thankfully, the Iraq fixture is the middle one, so I think we can actually beat them with a rotation team and then just try and get a point off of one of the Netherlands or Ivory Coast with our first string 11, and that should definitely make sure we make our way through to the knockouts. But I do think being a pot 3 team and with Iraq in our group, big chance to just fresh those guys, and hopefully that will see us go through as one of the best third place teams. So until tomorrow, we probably will take on the Ivory Coast and Iraq, and that will be from the Kim Ho Stadium in South Korea. Is that a real stadium? I'm not too sure. Might just check on that if we can do a bus trip in Pohang, because to be fair, that's where all our games are in our World Cup group. But until tomorrow for the start of the 2034 FIFA World Cup, thank you very much for watching. Keep on keeping on, and I'll see you then. Cheers.